What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about everything you need to know for the Crash Team Rumble beta, starting with when it is. Well, it's April 20th through the 24th, so it's going to be a long stretch of days starting this Thursday. Now, one thing we don't know, at least at the time I'm recording this video, is region timing. So we know April 20th is the day, but is it April 20th, midnight as soon as it reaches that day? Is it 6 a.m. Pacific? We don't know that. I imagine there'll be almost a world map. A lot of developers do this where they kind of pick different regions around the world and say this is the time it unlocks for them. I imagine we get that, but at the time I'm recording this, we don't have it. Now, how you get this is by pre-ordering the game. So the game comes in obviously two different editions. There's a standard and the deluxe edition. It's $30 for the standard, $40 for the deluxe. I do believe you can also pre-order it physically and you'll still be able to get in, but you do have to pre-order one of the two, and then you'll be sent a code. We don't 100% know how that works, although, that's what they say in the description when you're pre-ordering that. I believe a code is going to get emailed to you. So hopefully over the next couple days, we'll start to figure out how that works. The beta itself is going to contain 3 different maps, which is Tiki Towers, Just Beachy, and Calamity Canyons. The beta is going to have 5 playable characters. The base game is going to have even more, and then we know based off of what they've talked about with season passes, they're going to be adding more characters over time. But 5 characters to start, and those characters are Crash, Cortex, Coco, Tawna, and Dingodile. I got a couple other specifics I want to talk about, and then I want to discuss how this game actually works for those of you that don't know. One thing to note, though, is progress does not carry over. So anything that you do in the beta stays in the beta. The game releases on June 20th, and the progress doesn't transfer over. On top of that, you need to just be aware that you're going to have an Activision account. You can make one. You can make an account, but you could also already have one. But you are going to be required to log into an Activision account in order to play this game. Now, I do want to talk about just basically how the game works. Obviously, the collecting 2,000 Wumpa, right? You're going around the map, collecting them, and then depositing them. That's most of it. In fact, that is what we're going to be doing in this beta. There are going to be additional modes, but for this beta's purposes, that's what we're going to do. And it's simply that. So how this game works is it's broken up into 3 different classes. You have the booster class, you have the scorer class, and you have a blocker class. Every character in this game falls into one of those classes. You can play them not as that class, but that's what they're best suited for. So the scorer is best for, well, what you would imagine, scoring, going around collecting the fruit and depositing it. More of an overall kind of character. The blocker character, Dingodile being one of them, is literally suited for blocking. So either staying at your base or going to the enemy's base, but kind of like a camping character where you're just kind of sitting there, you take damage, you deal a lot of damage, and you're just trying to slow other characters down. And then there is the booster, which is basically going around trying to give performance boosts for your team. So that's where it comes down to relics, right? These kind of pads that you have to jump on and make sure you're maintaining to get bonus Wumpa fruit and things like that. So Coco is an example of one of those characters, and then the rest of the game kind of builds from that. So base objective is to get a lot of Wumpa fruit, and in fact, that is the way that you win, right? Depositing 2,000. But taking out the enemy team is important to slow them down, right? Activating abilities, which there's going to be several of them. Some of them can heal kind of a radius of characters. Some of them put a target on your back, but then reward you Wumpa fruit because of it. There's relics to collect where you can deposit and kind of create world events. One of it where like the meteors are falling down onto the map is one of them. So a lot of ways to either slow down the enemy team or speed up how your team is collecting Wumpa fruit. And in the more minute-to-minute gameplay, you'll be doing what you do in Crash. You'll be sliding, jumping, really platforming, but also attacking. Each of the characters will have their different move set that can be used to obviously attack the other characters. And then it's just a race to 2,000 Wumpa fruit. So there's everything you need to know. If you guys want to play with me, my name is Podcast Now on PlayStation. It's the same logo. You'll be able to see it. I'll accept your friend request and we can play this game together. I'm considering live streaming it, so there should be some different things Crash Team Rumble related later on in the week. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next one.